Hi everyone. Um, Last night I had a dream which I wanted to share with you all, and I believe it is a dream related to Charlie Kirk. Like majority of people and believers all over the world, I was quite upset when I heard about what happened with him, and I've also seen some of the videos afterwards, where people have claimed that it is a psyop and that he didn't really die and all of that. And, I took it in prayer and I took it up to Yahuwah and just continued to ask him and just said, just provide me, open up my eyes to actually what is the truth and guide me related to the situation so that I don't get deceived, you know. So last night, as I was dreaming, and please forgive me, like I have to kind of picture what was happening in the dream. So I was in an old 80s type of detective office room. It had kind of wood paneling on all of the bookcases. It had an old type of desk, and I was sitting at the desk, and the room was dark. It was really moody, and there was a person that came through, and I knew that this person wanted to give me a job, and it was as though that was my job, that was my income, that people would come to me, they would ask me to do a job, and then I would accept it or decline, and that was it. I didn't actually know what my job was, but the room was very much the style of a detective's office. And so they came into the room. I didn't see their face. I was only able to see their body. It was a male body dressed in a suit, and they flicked across a manila folder which didn't have anything on the outside, but they flicked a very, very, very thin manila folder across to the desk towards me. And I opened up the manila folder and read some of the information on there, and I was dissatisfied for some reason. And I closed it and I flicked it back to the person that tried to give me the job, and I said, "No, you're not giving me the whole picture. I'm not taking this job." And it kind of went back and forth where the person was like, "No, here you go, here's your job," flicking the manila folder back to me, and then with me going, "No, you're not telling me the whole picture. I know that there's more to this, and you're not giving me the whole picture, and I'm not going to take the job unless I know everything." Again, I don't know what my job was. And so that happened about back and forth about 6 times, that we went back and forth, no, yes, no, yes. And then the gentleman that had the suit on, he reached down to his briefcase that was on the ground next to his chair. And he said, "Okay, you're right. You're right, okay." And he pulled out another manila folder, which was a little bit thicker. And he said, "Okay, here you go. Here you go. There's more information." And I looked at the information, and again, I opened up the manila folder, and I was dissatisfied yet again. And so I closed it, and I flicked it back at the person, and I said, "You're still not giving me all the information. There is more information that you are withholding from me. I'm not going to take this job." And the gentleman said, yes, but you don't really have clearance for me to give you everything, but I can only give you everything if you promise not to tell anyone. You can't tell a soul because we will come and kill you. You can't tell a soul. No one can know about this. This is only for people with top secret clearance that can know this. And I just kept saying, if you want me to do the job, I need to know everything so I can do the job. And out of his briefcase, he pulled another manila folder that was very, very, very thick. And it had some sort of red stamp on the outside of the manila folder, kind of like FBI or CIA or something, like it was one of those red stamps. And he put that on the desk. And as I opened up that manila folder, I saw a document which effectively had the writing and the flag, and it insinuated that it was Israel. So it had the flag of Israel, it had Israel in capital letters, and then right on the right hand side it had the photo of Benjamin Netanyahu. And I closed the manila folder and I said, okay, I'll take the job. And I woke up, and immediately on waking up I knew that dream meant that somehow Israel was involved in Charlie Kirk's or what happened with Charlie Kirk. Now, I don't really know what happened there. I still don't really know the details. All that I know is that I got a dream that told me that Israel was involved somehow. Now, I know Charlie Kirk had mentioned, and he that, and I believe there's messages that he had put out there that Israel was like he couldn't do too much or say too much against Israel because they were trying to assassinate him. So I know that had been happening, and I know that he was fearful of being assassinated in the last couple of weeks of his life. But this dream, I believe, confirmed what his fears were. Now, whether there's a psyop, whether it actually happened, whether it was a sniper, whether it was someone else that potentially shot him, I don't know. All that I know is that I believe Israel is involved, and it was Benjamin Netanyahu that gave the order for that. So make with that what you will. I don't apologize for these kind of dreams that I have. I know what it feels like when I have spiritual dreams. So yeah, make with it what you will. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you again.